People are in the doghouse right now. They're groveling. They want to get out of the doghouse. What is the first step to getting out?
We want to take the initiative and start a conversation, because typically we bury our heads in the sand and we want to pretend that the problem isn't there. So in order to get out of the doghouse, the first step is to actually do something. So we want to initiate that dialogue.
Yeah. Now, what's the best way to start saying you're sorry? And here's what I have found. Having been in the doghouse, I'll be honest. Yeah, I know. You can't expect the person to just forgive right away. I mean, depending on the severity of whatever got you in the doghouse, it may take a while for them to say, I love you back, or, you know.
Absolutely. Healing takes time. If you forgot your anniversary, saying a quick I'm sorry is not going to have a lasting impact. So let those emotions settle, let the dust settle, and then return with a heartfelt acknowledgement later on. So I'm a fan of going that route. You want that initial apology, then go back, say that you're sorry, take responsibility for your actions, and also talk about the changes you're going to make going forward. Now, if you're on the receiving end of that apology, recognize a true apology when you see one. So, and then at that point, choose to forgive, and then often the feelings of forgiveness will follow in time.
So let's say Martin's wife is mad at him.
Never happens.
Never happens. He's out late because he's signing autographs, but she expected him home because they were going to do something, and he says, I'm so sorry, honey, but she gives him the cold shoulder. Then what?
It's helpful to remember that presentation style is everything. So if you're looking to make a repair, the typical question is, you know, what's wrong? And unfortunately, to the party that's offended, that comes across as a little clueless. So we want to approach it a little more thoughtfully. So it seems like there's been some distance, some frustration. Let's talk about how you're feeling. And then that type of phrase will invite that emotional safety, which is so important in a relationship, and a greater chance of opening up that dialogue in general.
And planting 1,000 kisses on her maybe when he gets home.
Well, that happens when we're not in the doghouse. I just from experience, I think, and it's all everything that you're saying, you know, communication and mindfulness is just the absolute key, because then you're not coming from anger, you're coming from wanting to talk about it, wanting to resolve it.
Absolutely, the heart issue.
Right.
Yes, the core problem.
Now, so at one point, you know, we were talking about the Ashley Madison, the cheating website, where, you know, people are going on either to cheat with or without their spouse's consent. Where do you draw the line? Megan and I were talking about that too. It's like, what is cheating? And you talk about having this, you know, the dialogue that you have to have if you're in the doghouse. What is that line where you say, you know what, I'm done?
Well, after the apology has been made, it's important that you outline the changes that are going to take place going forward, because without change, the relationship will remain insecure and unstable. And there are deal breaker issues, right? So if you forget to take out the trash or do the dishes 4 or 5 times in a row, okay, you're probably going to get out of the doghouse. If you come home with lipstick on your collar, you might have doubled your trouble for the last time.
And then what is the definition of having an affair? Is it going online looking at people's profiles because you're bored? Is it the intimacy? What is it? Because people have different definitions of affairs or cheating.
They do, and that's an important question because it's by the couple and it's a case-by-case basis. For some people, an emotional affair, having an emotional relationship, is worse than an actual physical affair. For some people, like you said earlier, kissing someone that's not your partner is an affair. It depends on the definition and the value system of the couple.
And what I've learned too is how people perceive love or forgiveness is very different. Like some people are things people, like, you know, they want flowers, they want a present. Some people just want a conversation. So you have to also know what how your partner perceives love or what needs to be done to be forgiven.
They absolutely do, and don't underestimate the power of flowers, chocolate, showcasing your culinary abilities, right? So, but just make sure that the understanding and the apology is there, and then follow up with those things later. So understanding first, gifts later.
Amy, some good tips for us. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
If you would like to learn more about Amy's counseling service, call the number or check out the website on your screen.